Hey everyone, it's Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. And today I'm going to be reviewing this album, and I'm actually going to be seeing this album being played live in its entirety tomorrow at the Masquerade. So if anybody's going to that, I'll see you there. But as you can see below the touts there, I'm going to be looking into Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering by Ingested, the band's debut album released in 2009 through Siege Music Records. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Ingested, they're a brutal slamming death metal, or some people would label them deathcore, which I don't really consider them deathcore. But I just call them just like brutal death metal band, hailing all the way from Manchester, England in the UK, and these guys have been around since 2006. I first discovered Ingested back in 2016, I believe. That was the first time I actually saw them was 2016 when they played Summer Slaughter, and I pretty much just love these guys' stuff when checked out all their other stuff, but damn, it was really good. But I was really intrigued by, of course, their debut album, It Just Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering, which I've recently gotten a vinyl of. But yeah, and this album, I mean, it's a really good album. But like, I love death metal, for those of you who obviously don't know. It's like one of my favorite subgenres. But this album right here is you could definitely tell from like this album compared to like later albums, like it's really good. Just the brutality is just insane. But one thing I have a little bit of a gripe of is like the production. Like the drums are just pretty much loud as fuck. Like I mean, but the drumming is great, but I just feel like I really wish this whole album would have been EQ'd better. I know they did like a remastered version, and I actually think that's better. But I kind of wish the guitars were a little bit more prevalent, and the bass I kind of wish was a little bit audible. But the musicianship wise, like if I seen live videos, it sounds just tight as fuck. Like the guitars are sick. The one, like I said, I wish the bass was turned up a little bit more. You can only hear it for like maybe 2 seconds on like the last song on here, which we'll get into in a little bit. And I really love the vocals. I mean, Jason Evans' vocals are just insanely, just disgustingly. He could just go those little guttural death metal growls and just go to like the high shrieks, which I liked. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, starting things off is the opening track, Skinned and Fucked, which starts off with the most ridiculous blasting and a solid riff, and the vocals just kick in, which I feel, in my opinion, are really the highlight of the album, like I mentioned. And then the CD isn't just all bark. It's got like a really mean kind of like bite as well. And the vocals on the CD are the best part for me, ranging from, like I said, standard growl to like the real low gutturals with the occasional shriek, and of course everyone's favorite, there's like a few pig squeals in and there. Really great song. It's pretty much one of Ingested's most well-known songs. Anyway, moving on to Contorted Perception, which is a good song that pretty much never stops delivering brutality to your ears. Premesis, which is one of the songs that has like a rapid drum intro, and again, never lets up with its brutality. Intracranial Semen Injection. See, you can definitely tell it's death metal. They have these weird fucked up titles, but this is another song that deals with like the typical brutal death metal themes like perversion, rape, etc., and it does it in a way that pretty much won't leave you for a long time, and it pretty much hasn't left me for a long time. Anyway, moving on to side B, we're going to Stillborn, which is, in my opinion, perhaps the most deadly song on the album. It also shows that that these songs takes a place in a world or a little place that you do not want to be trapped in. Anyway, moving on to pre-released Foetal Mush, which pretty much describes the disgusting side of the album by, again, describing like a rather disturbing set of lyrics. I don't even know. I just don't even want to say it. Anyway, moving on to the next song on the album, which is called Cremated Existence, which pretty much continues the brutality on the album, that describing the end of the human race, and it's a pretty brutal fashion. And the drums on here is pretty much fantastic too. Pretty much the only highlight for the drums for me. I mean, the drumming is great, but yeah, moving on to Condemn to Rape, which continues the trend of the album with the most typical brutal death metal lyrical themes. But however, it's kind of like my least favorite on here. That's just me. And then the album ends on a brutal note with Anal Evisceration, which is, again, with the more typical brutal death metal lyrical themes. Then again, it sort of like paints another disturbing picture in mind of the listener. So overall, Surpassing the Boundaries of Human Suffering by Ingested is a really solid album, a good solid start to the band's career. So if I had to give this album a score, I'm probably going to give this album probably a solid, probably 9 out of 10. So yeah, that's my review of the album, guys. Please let me know in the comments what you guys think about it, and if any Atlanta subscribers are watching this are going to see this album played live tomorrow, I will see you there. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. And as always, keep it metal.